Yo, what's up everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we are on UFC and I have made a pound for pound UFC tournament. Today this tournament's going to be controlled purely by AI on legendary difficulty. Each fight is going to be 3 rounds other than the championship fight, which is going to be a 5-round fight. I have got all 15 pound for pound fighters on the tournament, but there is a 16th spot because it's a 16 fighter bracket, and I put Arman in there because he just beat Charles Oliveira at UFC 300. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First fight we got is going to be #1 pound for pound Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan. So this fight is a rematch. These two have actually fought each other back in the early parts of their career in the UFC. Islam being the winner of that fight. I guess they're going to run it back right here for the pound for pound, and let's see who wins. Islam works up the courage to get near Arman Tsarukyan, and they trade hooks. And Arman Tsarukyan grabs a clinch. He doesn't do too much with it. Throws like a little knee and an elbow and ends it right there. Arman comes in with a hook and tries to go for a takedown. Islam reverses it, brings him to the ground. And after a couple years of smudging on the ground, Islam gets a nice ground and pound, and instead of attacking him in the face, he hits him with a body a couple times. Arman Tsarukyan is not fucking with that, so he stands up to fight. Islam not talking about being on the feet, so he goes for a takedown and gets popped in the face. Arman, thinking he's John Jones, hits him with a big hook and bends him over like he's John Jones' wife. They do a little trade in the pocket, then stare at each other, contemplating on how they're going to take this fight back to the ground. Arman clinches up and gets a double leg takedown on Islam Makhachev. After another few years of smudging on the ground, Arman actually attempts a triangle choke submission, and he ends up actually getting it done on Islam Makhachev, sleeping him completely out cold, making for the biggest upset of this tournament so far. Even though this is only the first fight, the number 16 pound for pound beats the #1, and Arman Tsarukyan will be moving on. So next fight we got on the list is Alexander Volkanovski versus Alejandro Pantoja. Alexander Volkanovski is currently on a 3-fight losing streak. Let's see if he could turn around with Alexander Pantoja. Pantoja starts this fight by throwing a couple kicks, and then he ends up pulling guard. By pulling guard, I mean he gets his leg caught and gets thrown to the ground. But apart from that, round 1 was pretty uneventful. Alexander Volkanovski stayed on top pretty much the entire round and got revenge for Steve Erceg and his loss to Pantoja, and just beat away on the ground for the entirety of round 1. To start round 2, Volk was trying to make the most boring fight possible, so he tried to take it to the ground right away. But Pantoja did not actually want the fight to go to the ground, apparently, and he got him with a few nice, good shots up against the fence. Volk does a nice punch into a head kick. Pantoja responds with an uppercut into an overhand. Volk then hurts him with a nice leg kick and tries to go for a takedown. Pantoja again defending the takedown. I guess Volk got tired trying to take this fight to the ground, so they end up trading into the pocket, and he ends up getting stunned with a nice Superman punch to the face. Volk wasn't too happy about that, so he hits him with a jab into a right hook and knocks Pantoja down, securing the round. Now heading into round 3, Volk is up 2 rounds to none. Pantoja needs to do something big here to secure the win, and he does the exact opposite and gets his leg kicked out, and he's on the back foot now. Volk thought now would be a perfect time to shoot for a takedown. Pantoja, for some reason, still not wanting the fight to go to the ground, defends the takedown and puts Volk up against the cage and does basically nothing with it. Volk, really trying to put this man away, comes in with a pimp slap to the face, stunning Pantoja for like the 3rd time in this match. Volkanovski leads Pantoja towards the cage and shoots for another takedown. Pantoja, for some reason, still not wanting the fight to go to the ground, even though he's losing, defends the takedown once again. And he pays for it with his own life as he gets knocked down by Alexander Volkanovski with a deadly combo. But that may all have been a part of Pantoja's master plan, as when Volkanovski falls on the ground, he goes for a nice fresh guillotine. Volkanovski wasn't having any of that, so he actually counters it into a Von Flue choke. But Pantoja, again, wasn't having any of that either, so he gets out of that. With the last ditch attempt to secure the win, Pantoja reverses positions and stays on top for the rest of the round. Maybe if he was fighting in Brazil, he could have won purely off of ground control like he did with Steve Erceg. But he is fighting in Madison Square Garden, so Volkanovski won by unanimous decision. Now heading into the next fight, we have Ilia Topuria versus Tom Aspinall. They have a weight difference of over 100 pounds and almost a whole foot of height difference. But like my ex-girlfriend said before she cheated on me, it's not the size that matters, it's the motion of the ocean. And you can see that right now by Topuria putting it on Tom Aspinall right away. Tom Aspinall looks like he's good at receiving, but not too good at doing the opposite. This 100-pound weight difference doesn't look like he's doing a damn thing for him. Topuria still destroying Aspinall on the feet. Aspinall decides to jump and pull a triangle choke out of nowhere. Although Topuria does escape, Tom Aspinall still got the fight where he wants it, on the ground, because he's a little bitch and can't fight. But Aspinall's plan seemingly didn't work, as Topuria kept top control basically the entire round and dominated him on both the feet and the ground, securing round 1 pretty easily. Now we got a nice close-up shot of Tom Aspinall in his corner, contemplating on why he's losing to someone that's 100 pounds lighter than him. You would think Tom Aspinall would come out with some type of vengeance in this round 2, trying to secure the win, but instead he just gets hip-tossed to the ground by Topuria and quickly gets back up, and then he goes shoots for a takedown of his own and gets defended by Topuria. But if at first you don't succeed, do that shit again, hits him with a front kick and goes for another takedown, and again it gets defended. Aspinall hits him with a teep to the balls. Topuria didn't like that, so he goes for a takedown and gets his head shoved into the canvas. They trade in the pocket, but Tom Aspinall forgets that he can't find the feet, so he goes for a takedown and actually gets it this time. But again, it doesn't work out for Tom Aspinall. Topuria goes for a triangle choke and quickly transitions it into a armbar, which Tom Aspinall escapes from. Now Tom Aspinall has top position, but he doesn't keep it for long because Topuria quickly reverses it and he keeps top position for the rest of the round, securing both round 1 and round 2. Going into round 3, he is up 2-0. And they're starting at round 3. Topuria and Aspinall trade in the pocket a little bit, and he gets completely outclassed per usual. But Topuria was getting a little bit too cocky, so Tom Aspinall hits him with a hook into an uppercut and stuns him for the first time in this fight. They both shoot for a takedown at the same time, but Tom Aspinall gets his takedown instead. Now Aspinall has top position, and he's actually the one going for a submission this time. And he gets it done by submission midway through round 3 against a guy that's 100 pounds lighter than him. I don't have him going too far into this tournament, to be honest with you. Now the next fight we have in this tournament is Leon Edwards versus Sean Strickland. They're both relative in almost every single statistic other than weight, which Sean Strickland leads by 15 pounds. So it should make for a pretty even fight. Unlike how Sean Strickland fights in real life, he gets pretty heavy in the pocket right away, and Leon Edwards clinches up with him and gets him with a big knee to the face. I guess Strickland's really not feeling like himself today because he shoots for a takedown, and Edwards channels his inner Dustin Poirier and shoots for a guillotine. Strickland ends up escaping, but Leon Edwards is not done as he ends up going for an armbar submission. But Sean Strickland channels his inner Rampage Jackson and picks him up and slams him on the fucking ground. This is not at all how I expected this fight to go, as Sean Strickland goes for a submission of his own. He goes for a head and arm choke, but Leon Edwards ends up escaping it, and Sean Strickland keeps top control for the rest of this round. Honestly, I have no idea who won round 1. Heading into round 2, right away, Leon Edwards tries to put Strickland away with a head kick and ends up missing and getting pieced up instead. Strickland then spams a couple hooks and catches the leg of Leon Edwards, countering it. Then he goes for a kick of his own and misses. Leon Edwards goes for a kick, and then Sean Strickland goes for a takedown right after that. After being on bottom for nearly a quarter of the round, Leon Edwards reverses the position, but Sean Strickland didn't seem to be too happy about that, so he takes his back. After hand fighting with Leon for a little bit, Strickland grabs full mount, and he ends up laying some nice ground and pound on Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards was not having any of that, so instead of dealing with the ground and pound, he ends up giving Strickland his back, which Strickland ends up going for a rear naked choke, which he probably would have gotten if it wasn't so close to the end of the round, and Leon Edwards was saved by the bell. Strickland clearly won round 2, but let's see how he does in round 3. To start off round 3, Leon Edwards hits him with a nice knee, which Strickland responds with a left hook and a cross to the face. Strickland knows he can't afford to lose this round, so he goes for a takedown and gets it successfully. He goes for an armbar submission, but Leon Edwards escapes and takes top position. Strickland doesn't want any points scored in Leon's favor, so instead of playing on the ground, he just gets up. After getting up, Sean hits him with a clean right hook to the face and chases him down because he is not Nate Diaz, but Sean Strickland has the same finishing capabilities of a guy with erectile dysfunction, so he does not get the finish. They trade in the pocket again. Leon slips a punch and hits him with a nice overhand to the face, stunning him. And in the last second show of dominance, Sean picks up Leon to conclude the match and end the fight. This match was undeniably close, so I'll let Bruce Buffer tell you guys who won this match.
For the winner by split decision, Sean Strickland!
And with that, that's going to conclude the first part of round 1 of the pound for pound tournament. I don't want to make this video too long because the video quality is going to get progressively worse and worse because of the editing software I use. And on top of that, I just want to make sure I keep everybody engaged. I don't want the video to be too long. But if you guys do like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll be sure to get the next one out to you real fast. Deuces.